Evil on the beat, on the beat.
right, all right, all right. Do, 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 do. All right, y'all. We're here, we're here, we're here. Yo, I was trying to figure out where to download the PTS because I was told I can download it a little bit early for tomorrow when it starts. Where at do I do that at? Mm, where at? Nick, you here? Gotta wait to see if he gets on. Let me see. Um. All right. So hold on just a second. Hey Jason. Yeah, I'm not playing Pokemon. I'm playing the a different game now. Let me see. Ooh. um, let me see. Let's see. We're gonna have to look up real quick on how to download the PTS on this new because the interface on here is all new, all new. Like maybe what during the summer they just put this new interface up. It was easy with the old interface they had for me to figure out how to get to the PTS, download that. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Definitely, I could be back tomorrow. And I'm gonna start earlier too tomorrow to play Pokemon because I'm gonna do the league tomorrow, and then after the league, it's whatever. Just make sure tomorrow you give me those Pokemons, please. I need my trio. Okay, so PTS Division 2 how to download it. Cause this is a new interface. I was literally trying to look for it. The game tab. Okay. Oh, yeah. What? We're gonna get there, y'all. Hold on. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Under games. Wait. Oh, where is that? Oh, hell no. Who did they even update this crap? Uh-uh. I'm gonna need a YouTube video or something because um we're gonna find it. I gotta find it first. PC library. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Oh, why did it have to say all that extra stuff? Okay, it's right here. Preload. Uh, hold on. Let me see. Properties. Download management. Okay, preload. No, just English is fine for me. Oh. Mm, oh. No, I don't want it in C. I want it in G. Yeah, G. We're getting it downloaded right now. We're downloading it right now. That's what we're doing. I'm looking at my PC like you tripping. You making it seem like it's on hard drive. Now you talking my language. Sit up. It ain't gonna take too long, y'all. It ain't gonna take too long. I wonder what time it's gonna start though. We got time today though. Got my water, my Gatorade. We got time today. Okay, so while it's doing that, we're gonna go ahead and watch the video. All right. Nick, I'm sorry. Where are you, Nick? Where are you? It's all right. If Nick come back, we're gonna watch the video again because he gonna explain some stuff to me that I probably won't understand really. Cause it's like he's really in depth with this game. So you guys will see who Nick is when he pops up in this chat. All right. Okay, why the game is doing that? We're gonna go ahead and jump on YouTube, right? We're gonna go ahead and jump on YouTube. Okay, everything is looking nice. Everything is looking nice. I can see everything. I like the setup. All right. So, um,
behind us and we're just holding it, so it's not gonna be a long screen probably because I mean.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Y de repente,
Yeah.
antes
And yes, and Yannick to
darle el
answer
caso a
later,
esta-
and of course. Going to show.
It feels like days.
haciendo
the one
skins
that's gonna be
nuevas,
made,
eventos
available,
nuevos
to all
que
players.
decoren el Capitolio. Creo que
have-
el
Sitting, we're
Day
actually in a
Edition,
very tight space
donde nos
here,
van a hablar
and there is a green screen
de la
behind us, and poor
temporada
George is
2,
holding it, so it'll be a long
o
stream
mejor
probably
dicho,
because I mean
2.0.
we can count on George to hold it for more than 1
Vamos a
hour.
ver cómo va
Obviously.
It's a very
esto,
small
porque
green screen.
yo creo
Yeah,
que
so that's
no sé,
that's why
cada
we're
vez
so
van a
cramped here.
Primero, ¿en qué
But
momento dije yo que era el día 20?
why
Si era el
are we
día
here
19.
today? That's the main. The answer is very simple, because tomorrow we
Vale.
start PTS for TU22
Porque yo
for
juraría
year
que era
6
el
season
día
2,
20.
and
Y de repente,
yeah,
antes de
yeah.
comer, o
And
sea,
today
me he
we
dado
want
cuenta
to
de que es
show
ahora
you
mismo,
a
o sea
few
que
new features that are going to be
aquí
on
estamos en el
PTS
último
and
momento,
also
pero
later
estamos
available with the
listos para
seasonal
verlo
release,
juntitos. Vamos a ver qué nos cuentan. No
and
tengo mucha
basically
ilusión,
walk
tengo
you
que decirlo,
through
que
some
ahora
of them.
mismo la ilusión por el
We'll
Day
be
Edition
having
cada
a
vez
live Q&A in the end of the live stream, so if you have any questions,
me da más
our
miedo.
community managers will be
Creo que
happy to collect them
necesitan
for me and Yannick to
darle el
answer
cariño a
later.
esta-
And of course, if
esta
you
IP,
have any questions
como
that are going to
se
pop
merece.
up during the
Nada
live
como
stream,
el
if you're
Day Edition.
curious about some certain
darle de nuevo eso.
features that we're going to show
Hay que
today,
decir que el
you are
Day
also
Edition
welcome
Resurgence,
to leave all your
como ya os
questions.
dije, es un The Division muy completo.
And one important thing, like the reason why we have the green screen and we're not sitting in our usual podcast room is because we actually going to be showing you the gameplay build. And that's the reason why Yannick is here. Oh,
Live
there are two
gameplay.
of them.
This actually feels like all days
Tanto cariño a lo mejor
sitting in front of a
en
PC
una
and doing live
versión
gameplay. That's
de
it's pretty
móvil
cool.
y no en la
Yeah,
versión
so-
de
oh,
PC.
there are two
Igual
of
que me
them.
sorprende,
They're the same picture.
que es algo que la comunidad estamos todos
So,
muy
okay,
sorprendidos, que en
we'll
China se
start,
estén haciendo
with
skins
the,
nuevas que se...
seasonal journey.
Es que es
One
una
of the
vergüenza, ¿no? O sea,
features.
¿soy yo o,
Yeah, yeah.
o es una
So let's
vergüenza?
be into it. So this
Que
is
en China
actually the PTS build. So that's
Estén
the
haciendo
one that's
skins
gonna be made,
nuevas, eventos
available,
nuevos,
to all
que
players.
decoren el Capitolio
So yeah,
por
we thought
cada
it's just going to
evento
be
y que aquí
easier
no pasa
to
nada de
just
eso.
show you.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué no
Instead of
tenemos la
just
misma
sitting
versión que en
in a
China?
nice room and
O
just,
sea, es que estoy alucinando,
looking at
estoy
cards and
alucinando, de
talking
verdad.
about stuff.
Yo hay
Let's
cosas
just
que
show
no
it,
comprendo y la
how
verdad
it
es
is
que
in
me
game.
deprimen cada día.
So
Pero bueno, parece que
this
esto va a
is
ser
your
un
first
poco un
exclusive
stream, así un poco-
early preview of the
Van a jugar el
PTS build.
servidor PTS que ya se puede
You
hacer la
notice a
precarga,
first difference here.
acordaros.
We've actually
Vale,
changed
que ya
the
se puede
camera
hacer la
angle on
precarga
the
para
character
jugar a la
selection
nueva
screen.
temporada, al principio.
Because we thought
Y
this
de
was
paso,
a bit
pues la
better.
veremos. O sea, que tampoco
But
es que
yeah,
vaya a
let's
ser
get
un
into the
super
game.
anuncio del Copa
Fingers crossed that
bendito,
that
¿sabes?
gameplay is going to work because so there's a risk.
Como harían
I
en
mean, that's-
otras...
that's
It was working
en
earlier.
otras
PTS
épocas
will for you,
donde
right?
el
So
Division
any-
era lo
anything
que se
goes.
merece.
Yeah.
Vale, simplemente,
And
pues, van a
and
estar jugando
as
el Division,
usual,
tú lo vas a
of
poder
course,
ver.
you know, this is PTS, so everything you see here is subject to change. Some elements are still work in progress.
O sea, ¿qué? Vamos a ver,
So
vamos a
if
ver.
this
¿Qué-
is
qué-
different when the update actually goes live, don't be surprised. As you know, PTS is always still a bit of a work in progress build. So what should we start with? So
seasonal journey, new progression system.
Yes. So as you know, with this update, we're changing seasons, and the idea is, to kind of try to change a bit the mix and to create a bit of a different experience with the season, and try to have the ingredients so that with every season we can offer something that is a bit different and a bit fresh, as opposed to today where every season, eventually becomes a bit repetitive. So we have a few systems, a few new things we want to show you here in terms of what that means. And the first one is, yes, the seasonal journey. So what you will notice is when you go into the season screen now, this is actually quite different now. There's 4 tabs you will see up there. We have the season pass, the journey, priority objectives, and the events timeline. On the PTS, you will just have access to journey and priority objectives. The other 2 are blocked. But so the journey in itself, what this is a new way to progress into, excuse me, into the season. So instead of progressing your season and your season pass by just gaining XP, by doing whatever and trying to find the most optimized way to gain XP, you will now have a journey that is a series of missions, each one of them made of a bunch of objectives. So the idea here is to help and guide you a bit more through the season progression. By giving you increasingly
Gran Washington. Es como hacer un pupurri de proyectos.
And this is your main way at the beginning of the season at least to gain season progression. So you will see that on
de los esto que no me acuerdo ahora mismo, vale, de los eventos globales, es como coger, es coger todo lo que ha ido pasando en los eventos globales y ponerlo en capítulos.
The season pass XP here, and you also get, so this is the reward here. I hope people actually see my pointer. Yes, this is.
Y eso son las recompensas, más componentes para que uses en lo que otros ya han abusado y han hecho que exploits para que sean mucho mejor que tú.
The number's pretty low now. Hold on.
Nada.
You will get a bigger pack of rewards, and as you complete the mission, then you unlock the next one and the next one, and so on and so forth. These are not timed or time gated, so you can.
Madre mía, menudo aburrimiento de temporada. Distinta. O sea, igual en algún momento no está me parece simplemente ese Wofos,
complete that mission and unlock the next one. So the idea is to give you a bit of choice. If there is one objective you really don't want to do, you can skip that one because you have enough options to actually still complete that mission and move on to the next one. So, as I said, you gain reward for doing those missions. And so there are 7 missions in this season. And starting from the 4th mission, you're going to see something here, which is the Isaac mod unlock. And as you know, and we'll show that a bit after, one of the big changes with this new season formula.
En el capítulo 4 tienes esto, ¿vale? Esto va a hacer que
give you new build opportunities. So the seasonal journey is going to be one way for you to unlock some of those modifiers. The ones that we call active modifiers are going to be unlocked through that journey. So you unlock one here, one on the next mission, and another one on the mission number 6. And then you have a final mission for extra rewards. So this is where you're going to be unlocking the active modifiers. And that's going to be, as I said, the main way of gaining season progression in the initial moments, in a way. Once you have maxed out that season journey, you can actually move on to the next system, which is this one. Priority objectives. Priority objectives are unlocked directly, just to be clear, so you can do that alongside your seasonal journey. But those keep going even after you've completed your seasonal journey. And the idea with the priority objectives is that this is a pool of, you see, 3 assignments. You get a limited amount of information.
Luego tenemos otro sistema de objetivos prioritarios.
So you have to see, depending on how much time you want to invest into it, what kind of rewards are you after, and where do these take place. So you see this one is, you know it's going to be a stronghold in Washington DC. You don't know which stronghold, but you know it's going to take some time, but you're going to get some experience. of course the XP is gonna stay.
Ya lo estás viendo ahí, Strongholds, misiones y Open World, ¿sabes?
This one is a mission in Washington DC as well.
Y como podemos ver son
open
0
world
de 4,
activities.
0
So there's a bunch of different things. All of that is gonna be picked up random every time you do one.
Primero, por
So
lo que
you
parece,
never
excepto
really know
los
what you're gonna get.
modificadores que ya ves que serán chorradas.
But yeah, this is a great way for you to unlock rewards. These also provide
cada 2 minutos tienes una granada de un tipo,
so that's
¿sabes?
another way for you
Y pum,
to
gratis,
gain that
¿sabes? Y
progression
guau,
and a
tienes
way
una
to
granada de
continue
fuego,
gaining
ahora una granada
progression once
eléctrica,
you've
ahora
maxed
una
out
granada explosiva, guau, el otro modificador.
your season journey.
Cada 2 minutos tiras un
I want
pulso.
to mention that we only
¿Sabes?
have
Cosas así.
Washington DC here, but
Cosas así
it
que
would be
dices,
possible to
y a mí
get
que me sirve
objectives
esto 6
better
años
in
después.
New York, and even
sea,
once we get
¿sabes
to
decir?
DC, it's also going to become
Esto,
a part of the
bueno,
game.
como
Yes.
actividad, como
Yeah,
para cuando
so
salga
you can get objectives
para
in
conseguir
different maps.
materiales, subir el personaje,
Of course,
para que
you
no sea
always
solo
have
la historia
alternatives,
principal y
so
tal.
you
Me
can get
parece
an
un buen
objective in New
complemento.
York even if you don't
Claramente
own the
ahora mismo me parece
Worlds of New York
People
DLC,
be able
but that's
to
okay because you will
matchmake
always
and
have the other two
Pero
available
es
in Washington
claramente
DC.
que esto
So
es
the aim
un
is that
test
you will
para
always have
Division
options
3.
available.
Seguramente el Division 3 cuando salga,
own
aparte de la campaña, tendrá este sistema.
sistema.
Es que se ve claramente, es que hay que estar muy
You
ciego,
will be able to,
¿vale? O metido la cabeza en el
to use
culo
those alternatives.
de algún
So,
desarrollador
just to make
para
you
no ver
explore and use the
esto.
whole, the whole
Simplemente
content that is
somos un
available to
campo
you.
de pruebas para el de Division 3.
One thing that you will notice on
Y
this,
en el
which
Division
is
3
actually
pues
random,
tendrás
so
esto,
good.
¿vale?
It was not
O
intended, but
sea,
it is.
estos serán
You'll
complementos
see on this
aparte
one,
de
the middle
lo que es
one,
la
the
misión
reward here is a
principal.
modifier.
El juego con más
So,
contenido de la historia.
as I said, the
Tendremos los
active modifiers
capítulos
you
para
will unlock
conseguir
by doing the
materiales,
season
tendremos
journey.
las
But then we have something that we call the passive
como objetivos
modifiers. So again, I
semanales
will
o
explain what
mensuales
that is.
para que
Those
la
you
cosa
unlock
no
through
se
priority
pare,
objectives.
¿vale? Pero ahora
So
mismo
you
en
will
el
need to do
Division
both
2
to unlock all of the modifiers that are available to you. So when you see one of those here that is highlighted, you know that if I complete these priority objectives, I will be rewarded with a modifier. So you can go ahead and pick it up.
Lo que han hecho aquí, lo único que podemos llamar un poco la atención, aunque en un juego que lleva 6 años y que sabemos que le queda como mucho 1 de vida, es que si os fijáis en la recompensa del Open World, nos dan créditos para comprar en la tienda. Eso es lo único que dirías, hostia, qué guapo, ¿no? Porque así puedes conseguir lo de la tienda gratis, como pasó en el Wildlands y como tendría que ser en todos los juegos de hoy en día. Asco puta vida, ¿vale? Porque para eso compro un juego para divertirme, no para que sea un casino gastamonedas, ¿vale? No me jodas. Para eso ya está la vida real, que me toca pagar por todo. Entonces, eso me parece un buen sistema que espero que pongan en el de Division 3 también, ¿vale? Pero claro, simplemente es eso. O sea, ahora mismo la Season 2.0, lo más chuli sería poder conseguir monedas para comprar skins que luego no vas a poder usar en ningún sitio porque el de Division va a morir de aquí a un año, va a salir cuando salga el 3, se acabó y tú no podrás llevar esas skins. Pero es como decir, hostia, al menos puedo completar las skins, ¿sabes? Que me gustaría haber comprado, pero no tengo dinero gratis. Sí, eso sí, a saber cuántos créditos ganas. ¿Cuántas veces puedes hacerlo por temporada? Con lo cual igual al final te da como mucho para conseguir una skin o dos, seguro, ¿eh? Lo hacen también más para que piques como cebo también, porque si gracias a eso tú te compras esto que te faltaba, ya han ganado. Ya han ganado. Porque recordemos que todo esto son bits y, ¿sabes? Que hacen así, clic, 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 y lo crean de la nada. O sea, no sé si me explico. No neguemos la realidad. El dinero de los juegos no tiene ningún valor, ¿vale? A no ser que sea una skin del counter y lo metas en la fumada esta de todo eso. O sea que me parece un poco flojo. Resumen.
Exotics.
Yep. So then,
me parece claramente o sea, no digo un desperdicio de
because that's
esfuerzo
actually one
porque
big part. So we
claramente
wanted
esto
to talk
lo
about
están haciendo para
progression.
probarlo en el
One
de
big
Division
key aspect
3.
of those.
¿Sabes?
Or if we can
O sea,
get
esto no
back
lo
to the
están
journey
haciendo
super
por los
quickly,
jugadores
one
del de
thing I
Division
wanted to
2.
mention is
Aquí
that,
que nadie se engañe.
you already
Esto
showed,
lo
and you
están
can see
haciendo
on the screen
como
that there
banco de
are,
pruebas
7
del de
journey
Division
missions,
3.
and,
Si no, al de
they
Division 2 ya no le
unlocked-
dedicarían ni un
gonna be
milisegundo
unlocked
del
depending on
tiempo.
your level within the game. So
Vale,
for the first
tenerlo
one,
claro.
will be available to
Vale.
everyone from
Igual
starting
que
from,
quieren meter
level
un
1,
sistema
the second one from
de
level 10,
skins,
the
como
third
estamos
one
viendo
from
todas
level
las
30,
semanas,
and
con
then starting
nuevas
from the
skins
fourth
en el
one and
juego,
onward, it's
para
only
poder
gonna be
hacer el de
available
Division
for
3 un
players
juego
with level
más
40.
Call of Duty en cuanto en la
Same for
tienda.
the modifiers.
Ya.
They only available for
Incentivar incentivando un poco
Yeah.
con el tema
I'm having an eye on chat in the same time, so is it okay if I just pick some questions when I see them? I see Hanaku.
de haberse
Hanaku,
convertido
is that
en
what you
uno
said?
más
I don't know.
y poner
Asking,
una tienda en el de
the
Division
journey
3.
seems really short. It doesn't seem to last the
Si es
entire
así,
season. If it lasts 3
el
4 months, it seems like player can
99,9%
one-shot
de que estoy
rush
acertando.
through them all in
Cuando
under
salga
1
el
week.
juego,
If that's the case, you get
recordaremos
new
este
journeys
momento
or extended
y ya
stuff.
sabéis que el
Or
de
that is
Division
all.
3 ya tendrá
No, so the idea is the journey
centrado
is,
en el
I mean, it's still going to take some time
Ahí
to
lo
complete, but this
Vale,
is
en
supposed
vez
to
de
be the
querer
initial
hacer algo
steps. So
nuevo y
you're going
mejor,
to
si
be,
hacen
because that's
esto,
how
yo
you unlock the
estoy pensando,
modifiers,
y
and
lo
we
que
want
a
you
mí
to
me
get
parece,
the
y
active
creo que al resto
modifiers,
de
you
la
know,
comunidad,
not all the way towards
que
the
este
end of the
banco de
season. We want you to be
pruebas es
able to
para el
control how
Division
fast you get
3,
them.
no va bien.
So you're going to,
Division
if you are a
bien,
very active
3 por
player
ahí.
and want
No.
to progress is fast, you should be able to complete the journey
Vale, ya está, ya
fairly
queda claro, si
fast.
por eso han hecho esto,
See how long, and that's all going to be subject to
y por
balance.
eso mañana lo podemos
Back, so
probar.
please
porque
do
está-
tell us. And once you've completed that, then that's usually, you know, where the priority objectives become even more relevant. As I said, you can do priority objectives alongside your journey, but even when you completed your journey, the priority objectives and all the other, you know, activities in the game remain available. So then you can always use that to keep progressing if you haven't maxed out your season pass at this point and unlocked all the rewards. But yes, it is intended that the season journey does not take the whole, you know, 3 or 4 months of a season to complete.
Sí, claro. que-
And there was also another question regarding seasonal characters in Seasons 2.0, an initial question like, what about Seasons 2.0? Actually, the features that we're showing today, almost all of them were initial part of Seasons 2.0, so except for seasonal characters that, you know, we decided to remove them because of the feedback that we received on the announcement. Everything else that you're going to see here is what Seasons 2.0 were supposed to be. It's just we are not necessarily calling it that way anymore, but it's still pretty much what was in the initial package.
I mean, you know, the original proposition was still meant to work at level 40. So, so there are some adjustments following the change of removing seasonal characters, but overall, this is still close to the vision we had in mind. And you can experience it from level 1. It's just now it's your choice if you want to.
Claro, lo bueno es que.
Okay, cool. So modify.
Hay un banco de pruebas para el de Division 3, como os estamos diciendo. Y es un poco de realmente deshacerse de las temporadas, más que nada. Es probar un sistema que ven. Es que, hostia puta, es que está tan claro. Esto no lo han hecho para ti, jugador de level 100. No lo han hecho para ti, ¿vale? Esto lo han hecho para probar cómo saldría en un juego nuevo.
Season modifier. And so the season modifier is made of 4 things. One, there is the global
Y
modifier.
por eso estaba hecho que tú te crearas un personaje en cada temporada. Porque estaba hecho para personajes de level 1, ¿entiendes? Porque está hecho para que esto salga como complemento de la campaña, como os he dicho, en el de Division 3. ¿Vale? Que han decidido que tú puedas jugar con tu personaje porque a nadie le apetecía crearse un personaje nuevo y se la suda a probar sus mecánicas nuevas, ¿vale? O sea, ¿qué es esto? Seguramente un sistema de talentos más parecido también al que veamos en el de Division 3, más que un modificador solo de temporadas, ¿vale? Esto solo es algo de temporada, algo que para hacer un poco más divertido lo que ellos llaman temporada, o lo que, o sea, es simplemente el probar talentos y cosas para el de Division 3, ¿vale? Vamos a ver.
Times
Vale. Tenemos short,
interesting
medio y
wording.
larga. Depende
1.2 times
este
damage,
modificador, por lo único
medium
que
range,
hace, ¿vale?
so
Es
20%,
depende de
35%,
la distancia que estés de tu enemigo,
50%
haces
damage
más,
bonus,
menos daño.
depending on which zone
Son
there is.
talentos que veremos
So it's a
en
pretty
Division
simple,
3.
straightforward bonus, but then of course it
ve.
becomes more intricate
Yo,
because
es que
we
me
have
jode que me
more
mientan en la cara.
modifiers.
Que lo digan
As I
claramente y ya
said,
está,
so this
eso,
is the one that applies all the time. Then we have the second
Tonterías,
which is
tonterías.
the
O sea,
active modifier, and this is where we start giving you choice. So these active modifiers are the ones
lo
you're going
único
to
que va a
unlock
hacer la
through the
peña
season journey.
es el
And these
tema
ones
del
are basically an ultimate ability that you can select, so you have to pick one of those
Estos son los
3.
modificadores,
And when you
¿vale?
trigger that ultimate ability, it will change the way the global modifier behaves. So, for example, I'm trying to think which one. This one is the most obvious one, called Reversal, when you trigger this one, you swap the bonus ranges. So suddenly, the closer the enemies are, the more damage you do to them. So then it's up to you to actually create builds around that and to see how to make the best use out of that. So you have 3 of them that behave in different ways. So you can also swap them depending on the situation or what type of content you're going to be doing. The idea is that as you progress through the season and when you've done the whole seasonal journey and enough priority objectives, you will have unlocked all the modifiers, so you get access to the entire kind of toolbox with all the options available. So then you can mix and match them depending with your build, depending on the situations and what you want to do with it. And just to be clear, this whole thing, this whole package of seasonal modifier, this will change with every season. So what you see here, this is what will apply in the next season, in season 2.
La temporada 1, la temporada en la que estamos ahora, ¿entendéis? Cuando acabe esta temporada empezará esta. Sin más, o sea, que la fecha es eso, dentro de 3 semanas.
Every season with different types of bonuses and even sometimes maybe things that are not just stat-based, but different type of modifiers and different type of experiences. The third type of modifier is the passive modifier, so that's down there. And those are basically modifiers that change what happens in the range when you have them equipped. Those are not on trigger, they're usually always active.
Donde puedes crear cosas y en este mismo juego lo han intentado. Donde puedes crear cosas que normalmente no podrías.
And they're divided in short range, medium range, long range, and some of them are multi-range. So short range means those modifiers only apply to enemies that are in short range, those only apply to enemies in medium range and long range, and multi-zones are the ones that apply on all range or that have multi-zone conditions. So I'm not going to go through all of them because it's quite intricate and you know how we are. Sometimes some of those descriptions can be a bit long, so it's going to be up to you to actually figure it out. But once again, you can pick 3 of them, three of them. So then it's about you combining things with the global modifier, the active modifier you want to use, and the passive modifiers. And the active modifier, when you trigger it, might interact with the passive as well. For example, we have one active modifier. That is this one, the active modifier prime time. When you trigger it, all the passive modifiers, that are called minor modifier here, we call passive modifier eventually, become effective in the medium range. So what that means is that even if you pick some short range or long range ones here, when you trigger your active modifier, they will apply in the medium range. So once again, it's really up to you to theory craft all of this and try to figure out what works best for your playstyle. And then the final type of modifier, that's the one that allows the world to react to you, because all we are doing here is giving you power. We're just making you stronger with all of those modifiers, because pretty much some of them have a bit of a risk reward or a bit of a price to pay. For example, there's one, I don't remember which one it is. Yeah, this one, for example, headshot damage is increased by 150%, but body shots did greatly reduce damage at long range. So this one, for example, you see there is a penalty for using it, but therefore a reward as well. But otherwise, usually they're all pretty much bonuses. So the way we actually make sure that the game still remains challenging and interesting is that we have the final type, which is the one here, which is called the hostile modifiers. And those you do not choose. Those are unlocked from the beginning, and they will unlock as you progress through the season. But these are modifiers that are going to be applied to the NPCs. So these are new abilities that the NPCs will unlock as you progress through the season. And they will basically present a new challenge. So they are also based on range, but this gives NPCs extra abilities or extra bonuses depending on their archetype and on the range that they're in. So this is our way of adding extra challenges that are based on the way the modifier functions to not just make it easier for you, but actually present new types of challenges. And so when you're going to be replaying missions that you've played a million times, saying the same fire teams spawning as usual, those modifiers are going to be a way to rethink the way you're going to be picking up that fight, because the way you used to beat them might not work anymore based on those modifiers.
would you say that it's akin
la
to
Gatling tiene
enemies
munición
having
infinita,
talents?
no para recargar.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
No se
Because
le
each
puede
modifier is a bit
romper,
like a talent, so yeah, it is a bit,
¿sabes?
it is a bit like that. And for some reason,
Más
the description
complicado.
does not show here. It's
Hostia,
not that
tengo
we
dos
want to hide
micros y
it,
le estoy hablando todo el rato al que no toca.
It's
but
the PTS build.
it's the
It is what it
PTS
is.
build. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow you will be able to see them. Otherwise, I'm sure we will have a description available.
Yeah, and also you will be able to see in the open world the enemies that have the active modifier applied to them, because you're going to have an icon on top of the enemy, and not all the enemies that you're going to meet in the open world will have modifiers. Some of them, yes,
Yeah.
not all
Algunos
of them.
complicarán la vida.
One thing, because I see that being discussed in chat, no, the modifiers will not apply in PvP. Just to be clear.
Los modificadores no se
Because
aplican en
obviously this would,
PvP, pero el
break things
inventario
to a
seguimos
degree
con
that is
131
not,
de 105.
not what we want to do.
Ellos
Not in
querían
PvP and not
solucionarte el
in
problema
Descent.
creándote un
And not
personaje
in
nuevo
Descent,
que
yes.
no tuvieses nada
I
en
also
el
saw someone
inventario, así no
here
tenían
just to
que hacer nada en el
confirm, asking,
inventario,
I didn't
pero
catch your
como,
name,
no,
sorry,
como lo
asking
de
if,
crear
to
un nuevo
confirm that
personaje
this
no ha
is,
encajado, ahora siguen teniendo el
that this is
problema
available on your main
del
character.
inventario.
Yes,
Y
there
están
are,
esperando y
as you said, there
sudando
are
que
no
nadie les
seasonal
pregunte
characters
por el
anymore.
inventario.
So the day this becomes available, you log in with your main character. All of this is available to your main character. You don't have to level a new one.
Tengo que tirarme 8 horas para
And also
arreglar
another
el
thing that I would
inventario,
mention that
para
some
que luego en 10
modifiers
minutos se me vuelva a llenar,
they
pues es que acabo no
are
jugando.
mutually exclusive with global events, so you will have to choose if you
150
want to play
espacios para un juego que
with
te
the
da
global event
150
settings or if
ítems
you want
al
to play with the
minuto.
modifiers. You
no tiene
cannot
ningún
have both at
sentido.
the same time.
Yes. Yeah,
¿Por qué no solucionamos las
because
cosas de
combining
base
them would
y luego
break the game in
probamos
ways that we are not
mierdas? No
comfortable
tiene-
with. So,
Por ejemplo.
so for now, when a global event will be active, you will need to choose if you want to play with the global event or play
digo
with
yo.
your seasonal
O
modifier.
sea, a ver, los nuevos exóticos de la temporada. Uy, no, es que en esta temporada solo hemos puesto
was the
modificadores
next
porque
thing?
realmente lo que hemos hecho es trabajar.
We need
en
to
División
talk
3
about
y en
scouts.
División
Oh, yeah, manhunts.
Suda.
Okay.
Y
So
por eso estamos
the
aquí,
last element in here that we want to talk about is the manhunts.
no por
And
ti,
we have
no
also
por
changed
ti.
and streamlined a bit the way the manhunts worked.
De momento
So
sacamos
you're
en
still going to
claro
go in the
que
same
estamos
place, but the manhunt screen has changed. So where we used to have, 4 targets unlocking a prime target, and each target was unlocked every month with a set of activities.
Esto es
Now we've changed that to an actual weekly cadence. So instead of 4 targets and 1 prime target, we no longer have 4 targets. Now you're going to have what we call scouts. And scouts is a series of assignments that you're going to have to do. We have 14 of them, so that's basically going to take you throughout a big part of the season. So each scout is going to unlock every week. So those will unlock on a weekly cadence. If you haven't done the one from last week, don't worry. If you log in, you will be able to do it as well. You will actually have to do it before you unlock the one of this week. But you can catch up all the way to the end of the season. And those scouts are, as I said, weekly activities. They have a series of assignments that are assignments that you actually need to decipher. So we are not going to tell you directly, go do that thing. We're going to give you, at least in this season, we're going to give you a small riddle, and you need to solve that riddle to understand what needs to be done. So for example, here in this card, we tell you that you have to go to Foggy Bottom, which is the name zone Foggy Bottom, and then something about taxis. So you need to figure out what activity is there in Foggy Bottom that is related to taxis. Once you do that, you unlock that activity, you get the next one, or you completed that activity, you get the next one, and then the next one. And once you've completed those 3 activities, you unlock scouts.
Vale, tendrás 14 pistas, digamos, y para conseguir cada pista vas a tener que hacer distintas actividades. Pero para hacer esas actividades no te van a decir lo que tienes que hacer, solo. O sea, o dónde tienes que hacerlo. Sí lo que tienes que hacer, pero no dónde tienes que hacerlo. Entonces te va a decir, en la primera pista, ¿vale? Te va a decir, vale, pues es una zona en el Upper East de Washington, ¿no? Vale, tú ya sabes que es esta zona.
Yeah.
Pero, ¿dónde? Pista 2.
all 14 scouts. At the end of the season,
Taxis.
we're going to
La
have
ponte a
the
buscar
mission,
taxis por la zona como un gilipollas 6
as
años
usual,
después,
so
¿vale?
we're going to take over
Para
our
luego
system
matar
to
un NPC que te va a dar
But then
un
the
trozo de
change
exótico que
this,
puedes
with
conseguir
the
1500
seasons
jugando
is that
5
this season
minutos,
is gonna be in PTS,
por ejemplo, en
right?
cuenta atrás, ¿vale?
Scouts, we were
Pero
gonna
bueno.
have few, I think, in the PTS.
Buscarás el taxi, buscarás tal y ¡oh, ya lo he encontrado! ¡Bim, bam, boom! Haz lo que tengas que hacer. Siguiente actividad.
We're not going to let you play all the scouts
Vale,
of the season
así
in
hasta
PTS,
14.
so you're not going to get the whole story spoiled.
Vale.
But the beginning of the story, yes. So if you don't want any spoilers before the season starts, either do not go on a PTS or go on a PTS but don't play the scouts, because the story will be at least
Pero si lo hemos leído.
partially available, not even in necessarily a comprehensive way, because you see here we still have Aaron Kinner as a target, which is not our season 2 target. So what we have on the PTS is a bit of mix and match of different things.
Cagada.
But
Mierda,
as
estoy
I
hablando al
said,
otro micro.
once you've completed the scouts, you unlock the climax mission. Important to note, yes, you will need to do all 14 scouts to unlock the
Tienes
climax
que
mission.
hacer las 14 para conseguirla.
When the climax mission unlocks, you will have to catch up and unlock the scouts the same way that it was today with the targets. And then you can unlock the master climax. And the idea with the master climax is that this is a new difficulty that is going to be available only on the climax mission. And this difficulty is here to challenge you and to show or to kind of test if you have mastered the season and mastered the modifiers. So it's going to be tougher and
Vale, la misión clímax va a ser como en una dificultad
Little
nueva,
trigger,
súper
thank you
difícil,
for the
donde
follow,
tú tienes
babe.
que aprovechar los
Follow.
modificadores de temporada, ¿vale? Ponerlos y configurarlos para
PTS
sacar el
downloaded on
máximo
the
rendimiento solo para esa
Go.
misión. ¿Sabes?
when we talk about difficulty, I don't necessarily want to compare it to any other type of content, because we will still need to balance that properly.
No
But it
quiero
is harder than
compararlo.
heroic, for sure. This is really meant to be a
No
real
quiero
tough.
compararlo con otras dificultades, pero más difícil que heroico, ¿vale? Pero ¿qué pasa? Claro, es que si tú usas los modificadores que te están dando en la temporada, ya no será tan difícil. Tienes que usarlos de la manera que ellos más o menos pretenden que los uses. Cuando los tengas todos, ¿sabes? Así
Do you
te
wanna
paso
show the
te obligan
gameplay? Because-
a jugar al otro trozo de los capítulos y de las misiones. Es una manera un poco de obligarte, ¿vale? A no solo hacer el tema de los scouts y de la cacería, sino hacer el journey y el priority objectives. ¿Por qué? Porque si esto lo sacas con un juego fresco como es un The Division 3, pues está mogollón de guapo porque tienes la historia, tienes los objetivos, es una pasada porque es como que tienes mogollón de cosas. Pero ya no mola si lo sacan en el Division 3 porque es el mismo aburrimiento que estamos haciendo ahora, ¿entiendes?
In front of everyone.
Ellos lo están haciendo con buena idea, pero yo creo que se están pisando ellos mismos la cola. Y por eso esto estaba pensado para que tú te crearas un nuevo personaje, ¿entiendes? Porque está pensado para un juego nuevo, para un The Division 3 Level 1. Y que tú tengas un montón de cosas que hacer y no la típica historia y ahora qué hago, sino, como tendría que ser, sacar un juego con mogollón de contenido, ¿sabes? ¿Qué pasa? Que como no nos gustó lo de crearos un nuevo personaje, ahora lo tienes que hacer con tu personaje y bueno, eso
All these missions
ya no es lo mismo. Pero, aún así te quieren obligar, claro, a desbloquear los modificadores y que tengas que usarlos para la misión clímax, ¿vale? Si es que alguien la va a hacer, ¿vale? O sea, seamos sinceros. ¿Qué pasa? Que está muy bien, cuidado, que está muy bien el tema que un juego salga con tantas cosas. Es una pasada, ojalá todos los juegos salieran con tantas cosas como el de Division se ha atrevido a probar, se ha atrevido a meter. Cuidado, ojalá, pero no después de 6 años, también te lo digo. O sea, hola. O sea, te doy una de cal y te doy una de arena. ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir? 6 años después, lo malo es que, primero, no me saques este contenido en el 3 ya, por favor, porque si no te voy a decir pedazo de refrito. Ya solo por eso ya te has ganado el refrito, si lo sacas en el 3. Aunque es una buena idea, si sale desde el principio. Es una buena idea si sale desde el principio. Y si esto hubiera salido en los primeros años. O sea, ahora no tiene ningún sentido. Más que ser una prueba para el The Division 3. Y si es una prueba para el The Division 3, ya es un refrito que no queremos. Porque queremos un The Division 3 nuevo. No queremos un Call of Duty 2.0. Queremos un Division nuevo. ¿Vale? y fijándose más en el 1 que en el 2. Si lo que hacemos es fijarnos más en el 2 y hacer el refrito típico, pues ya me has sacado el Black Ops 6 otra vez, ¿vale? Entonces, por Dios, o sea, Dios mío, tristeza, depresión, ¿vale? Espero que no, espero que me esté equivocando, me tenga que comer mis palabras, ¿vale? Y todo esto salga en el Division 3 y el Division 3 sea una obra maestra que diga, me cago en la puta, ole sus huevos, ¿a quién se la tengo que...? ¿Vale? Ojalá, por Dios, que me equivoque, ¿vale? Y ya está, ya
Not like directives or something where
Resumen. Cuidado. Juego de 6 años. Dime tú qué juegos y de este tipo aguantan 6 años con la calidad no solo gráfica y técnica de este juego, ¿vale? Sino metiendo contenido a este nivel. Oye, es de aplaudir. Claro, que para los jugadores que hemos empezado desde el principio es una pena porque ya no lo podemos disfrutar porque son cosas que claro, ya estamos saturados de The Division ¿no? Pero oye, atención, eso hay que dejarlo por ahí. Pero ¿qué pasa? Bien, ¿qué es la temporada 2? Una prueba para el The Division 3 seguramente. Es un nuevo sistema. Olvídate de las temporadas anteriores. Sí que va a haber una cacería con un menú totalmente nuevo en el que va a ser más una investigación, en el que no te lo van a dar todo masticadito, sino que vas a tener tú que conocerte un poco el mapa e investigar. Muy chulo, sobre todo si estamos hablando de un juego nuevo donde lo flipas todo nuevo y con gráficos nuevos y dices, hostia, ya ahora vamos a buscar esto, tal, pero bueno, ya me entendéis, ¿no? Donde vas a tener que buscar unas pistas y completar 4 objetivos prioritarios para desbloquear una misión especial, que es la misión, digamos, de la temporada, donde será más difícil de las normales. Veremos si es una misión nueva, seguramente no, será una misión en alguna zona que ya conocemos, lo típico, ¿vale? A estas alturas, claro, no se van a poner a diseñar nuevos mapas, tenerlo claro. Pero bueno, será una misión difícil, complicada. Seguramente algo como esto que estamos viendo, que es parte del Icon Memorial, pero estará en una dificultad y con unos NPCs que normalmente no salían, tal, que, bueno, está bien. Le da frescura y aprovechas un mapa que ya tienes, que es bueno. Bien. ¿Qué pasa? Que vas a tener que pasar por los 14 scouts. O sea, que tienes ahí faenita y pum, y trabajito, ¿sabes? Luego vas a tener un journey. O sea, como si fuera un... ¿Cómo te lo diría yo en español? ¿Vale? Un diario. Vas a tener un diario, ¿no? Donde tienes que completar objetivos, que son como si fueran desafíos. Los típicos desafíos, ¿vale? Que nos ponían en todas las temporadas en los eventos globales de... Dale con el PM a 45 enemigos. Mata enemigos con la escopeta. Haz link con memoria. Es fácil. Mata a 20 enemigos en esta zona. Bueno, pues así, 7 capítulos. Donde te darán recompensas, materiales y sobre todo los modificadores nuevos de temporada. Va a haber un nuevo sistema de modificadores como si fuera una nueva rama de talentos, ¿sabes? Es un nuevo menú de talentos donde tenemos los pasivos, los activos y los globales. Y ahí pues vamos a tener como una serie de modificadores para elegir, que vamos a tener que ir desbloqueando tanto con el diario como con las misiones especiales. Novedades en cuanto a mapa, armas, nada. Es lo mismo, ¿vale? Simplemente nuevas tareas que hacer de manera distinta y ya está. Para conseguir modificadores, que eso sí que cambiarán un poco la manera de jugar, porque te permitirán hacerte builds, ¿vale? O mejorar tu build de una manera muy bestia, ¿vale? Como por ejemplo lo que hemos visto de lo que sea. O sea, es como si fueran los modificadores que te dan los sets, los modificadores que te dan las armas, los modificadores que te da la ropa, pero nuevos o cambiados, donde si estás a media distancia haces 1,2 más de daño. Si estás a larga distancia, 3 más de daño. Depende del modificador. Si es para cerca, para lejos. Si le das en la cabeza, te devuelve 5 balas. Cosas así. ¿Vale? Está pensado más para eso, para que sea como una experiencia nueva que para los jugadores que llevan jugando mucho tiempo. Retenerlos. ¿Vale? No. Es más para jugadores nuevos o jugadores que siguen disfrutando del juego, aunque lleven 6 años y 10.000 horas, y lo único que quieren pues son, pues eso, nuevas tareas, ¿vale? Para esos dos tipos de jugadores, perfecto. Pocos juegos a esta altura seguirían añadiendo cosas, o sea que muy bien. Lo que pasa es que para los jugadores que buscáis algo nuevo, nada, o sea, hay que esperar el 3, seguimos esperando el 3, ¿vale? Pero en principio es eso. Simplemente han hecho desaparecer todo el sistema de temporadas que había antes y vamos a probar un nuevo sistema de aventura, ¿vale? Que es como nuevas capas para hacer desafíos. Yo creo que todo muy centrado para ver si funcionaría en el Division 3 como nuevo sistema de talentos y como algo que completase la historia del juego. ¿Vale? Para que no sea solo el juego y tal como siempre, sino que ya saliese con muchas cosas que hacer y que al ser un juego nuevo, pues claro, quieres piezas, necesitas, ¿vale? Y quieres desbloquearlo todo. Entonces, yo creo que es más eso. El problema que teníamos, que era crearse un nuevo personaje sí o sí, ya lo han quitado. Aunque esto claramente está hecho para nuevos personajes. Es más, accedes desde el minuto 1. Cuando tú te creas el personaje, ya puedes empezar a hacer esto. Es más, muchas cosas de estas las harás mientras haces la historia. Que para eso está hecho. ¿Entiendes? Para que no sea tan pesado como para que luego tengas que repetir lo que has hecho 1000 veces otra vez, sino que está hecho para con un personaje nuevo. Tú, mientras haces la historia, también se te vaya completando el diario y tengas una sensación de, ¿sabes?, de avance, pues mucho más satisfactoria. Y que, hostia, pues he terminado ahora la historia de esto y aquí me han dado tal equipo y tal arma y también me ha valido para el diario y tengo un nuevo modificador, ¿sabes? Ahora, claro, ahora pues un poco más pesado porque se hace lo mismo de siempre, otra vez, sobre lo mismo, sobre lo mismo, sobre lo mismo. Ya le estoy hablando otra vez al micro. Madre mía, ¿cómo se va a quedar este vídeo de mierda? No os preocupéis porque mañana se abre el PTS para los de PC y para los que tengáis el juego. Y os haré un vídeo resumen explicatorio con todo y tal, ¿vale? Y bien. Aparte, los enemigos, ¿veis que tiene un nuevo icono? Hay algunos enemigos que tendrán nuevos modificadores también, ¿no? Para darles un poco más de dificultad. Por lo demás, nada, más de lo mismo. En principio no hay equipo nuevo, que sepamos, no hay armas nuevas, ¿vale? Yo creo que tenían que haber venido con algo de eso. Esperemos que sean una sorpresa. Igual es una sorpresa y lo quieren guardar para la misión de Clímax, lo nuevo. No creo, pero bueno, no sé. Pero mañana, en principio, 12:30 de la mañana, si no me equivoco, servidor de prueba abierto. Veremos, porque luego a saber cuándo lo abren. Pero mañana tiene que estar abierto hasta el día 23, donde podéis probar ya la nueva temporada. Y yo, ya sabéis que en la plataforma, aquí en YouTube, os iré subiendo pues la información sobre la nueva temporada. Esto ha sido más un reaccionando a lo que nos tenían que contar y a las novedades de la temporada 2, familia. Yo creo que hasta aquí están jugando la temporada, están haciendo una de las misiones y sin más. ¿Vale? Lo dicho, mañana ahora voy a poner a instalar el servidor de prueba y mañana prepararé una serie de vídeos con toda la información detallada de lo que significa esta temporada. ¿Vale? En resumen, más de lo mismo, pero distinto. ¿Vale? Un abrazo, agentitos. Agentitos siempre. Agentitos hasta el fin. Para lo bueno y para lo malo.
All right. All right, all right. We can go ahead and look at some other YouTube videos of what maybe just to come.
You ever wish you could see what she sees?
Other content creators. Them, of
ready?
course.
Never let go.
Never let
They're-
go.
they're-
We are only
I'm
in
learning
theaters
something.
Friday.
See.
Hey, what's up everyone, Tin Time Gaming here. Welcome back from Division 2 video. Well guys, as we know, the live stream just
Let's
ended
hear
and
about
we
these
have the
weapons.
PTS Phase 1 patch notes here for the Season 2 with the new gears, weapons, and talents, and also some balancing changes at the same time. We got some huge buffs and nerfs, which I want to go through all of that. But first, PTS will be available tomorrow. It's available to preload now if you're in PC, but you can play it tomorrow. I will do that as well. I'll test the stuff in the game and see what's what, and yeah, we'll upload the video then. But for now, we're
I'm
just gonna
actually
take a look at
gonna
what are the changes and stuff
play
coming. By the way, this is
Division
not the
for a
final
good
product. They already
minute,
mentioned many times that
then we'll
you
take a
know, we
break,
need feedbacks,
play a
and you
different
know, according
game
to that, they might do some changes later on. It's just PTS Phase 1, so
for a few hours.
let's take a look what we have
and
for now. Well,
maybe
first of all, we
I'll
have the
come
season
back
2.0, the
to playing
you know, the
Division.
seasonal journey and the seasonal
That's a maybe.
modifiers and stuff. So we have the global modifiers, the active modifiers, the passive modifiers, and the hostile modifiers.
But tomorrow
Which,
I will be playing.
if you have watched the live stream, you know what are these all about. Which actually I'm gonna go in depth tomorrow when the PTS goes live, because I wanna get my hands on the game first to play and see how it works to give a better idea about this. So I'm gonna skip it for now. I will link the the patch notes in the description if you want to check it by
Yes.
yourself. But first, we need to take a look at the balancing changes and the new gears and exotics and stuff like that first, right? So we're just gonna take a look at that first. So we have the new
The
gear here,
additional
which is the new
card,
brand
right?
set. So one piece that gives us the 30% of swap speed there. Two
Gonna
piece gives us a
watch it.
50% optimal range. 3 piece is 15% of weapon damage. I like they did weapon damage here and not just SMG damage or any specific weapon damage. They just did a weapon damage there totally. So that's decent. We have the named backpack there. That's the perfect versatile talent. I actually forgot this talent existed. But they have actually added quite a lot of damage to that. Amplifies a total damage for 10 seconds when swapping between your primary and secondary weapon.
Versatile.
I mean, they have this set, and they also have some weapon talents at the same time, which is kind of feeding into this swapping weapon kind of mechanic. So that's they're focusing on in this particular season, as it seems. Which is why they also made the damage of this talent really high. We have 45% damage to enemies within 15 meters for shotguns and SMG. For PvP, that's 35% to enemies within 15 meters. 45% to enemies further than 25 meter for rifle and maximum rifles there, and 35% again for 25 meters there for the PvP. And 20% for 15 to 25 meters for LMGs and AR there. So yeah, that's the new talent, the perfect versatile talent for the named backpack there. And you have another
Gotta
named
add a
mask,
solid
which gives you 50% of optimal range.
If
So
you-
that's pretty much the new brand set pieces there, which is coming in the new season. Now we have another gear set. So this is the gear set. That was the brand set. So this is the gear set. So with this, we have 2-piece equipped, give 15% of weapon handling and magazine size. It's kind of similar to the brand set, the zoo set, isn't it? We got the weapon handling and mag size there with the 2-piece set bonus. We have the 3-piece where it gives you again with 15% of weapon damage. So which is good. Instead of just a specific weapon, they're putting just weapon damage for any weapon you want to use, And then the 4-piece gives you the
as a
symphony
second.
talent, which is killing an enemy further than 30 meter will provide 30% of weapon damage to shotguns, SMGs, and pistols. And also you get 15% of weapon damage to ARs, LMGs, and 25% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Okay. So you have to kill enemies further than 30 meters. So you have to use something like a rifle or maybe a assault rifle as well. But yeah, so they did that. Killing an enemy within 30 meters will provide 30% weapon damage
ARs
to
or LMG
maximum
get
rifles and
25% bonus
rifles,
armor, but
15%
SMGs
weapon damage
not
to
gonna-
ARs and LMGs, and 30% headshot damage for 10 seconds. So
They don't
as you
want
see,
to
it's
use
kind of
eight.
like
Listen.
basically the opposite of the weapons. So you have to kind of like swap
They
your
said
weapons.
no
So for
more
example,
ARs
if you're
and
using like,
LMGs.
let's say
That's all.
an assault rifle, and then you're using an
SMG
Moxman rifle
always
there.
been meta, but
So
people
this
just put
way,
it
you're
down
gonna get assault rifle
'cause they
damage
got
bonus
force.
if you use the
And
rifle
LMGs came
to take down the
Twice
enemies,
the-
and you're gonna get the vice versa. Basically, it's kind of like that. So they're heavily relying on the swapping mechanic over here. And
It doesn't
and
take a
the
genius, and I
gear
just
set
came
also
back and I just
doubles the
noticed that
damage. So if you get
the
4
LMG
stacks like that,
better.
it doubles everything that you have for 10 seconds, and you can
And the
no
only thing
longer
that
gain any
replaced it
more
was
stacks. So whatever damage buff you
SMG.
get, it's gonna get double.
People
So
put-
that's kind of nice.
People put the
But
SMG
we're not sure if these numbers are gonna be final.
Or
They're
LMG.
just testing it out with this number, so they could
Along
nerf
with-
or buff
the
these
iron
numbers
lung was
according
it.
to the feedback basically. So yes, that's pretty much the 4 piece there. And for the chest piece, they're pretty much going to, I believe, increase the stacks or something like that. Oh, they're decrease the number of stacks needed for the double buff, so from 4 to 3. So that's the backpack talent there, and it doubles the weapon damage bonus for the symphony. So if you use the chest piece, you're pretty much just doubling the damage anyway of all of this. And then the backpack is increasing the damage even further. I mean, sorry, they're reducing the stacks requirement. So yeah, it seems like a kind of interesting gear set there. We just have to see how it actually performs in the game. Maybe we'll able to test out tomorrow. Now, as for the next, we have the talent. It's an exotic holster. I kind of find this one interesting because the talent called Counter, which is swapping weapons, will give you the following
That
buffs,
game.
basically one by one in order. So you get 20% rate of fire and 20% weapon damage. And then if you swap it again, I guess 2 times, maybe, you get 50% of magazine size and 50% of reload speed. And the bonus will remain active for 8 seconds until you swap your weapon again.
Oh,
Now, the swapping to your sidearm will not trigger the bonus.
100% fire rate,
So you
plus
cannot
20.
use sidearms to proc this holster's bonus there. You just have to do it between the primary and secondary. So if you use this holster with this
Swapping
gear
it
set,
will-
it seems like a really, really good damage. Like it's a
Nice.
very, very high damage
Much better.
potential there. But the only downside it is that you have to be swapping your weapon a lot, within 8 seconds at least for this holster, but 10 seconds for the gear set there. So yeah, you'll be swapping back and forth your weapons a lot if you want to gain all these damage bonus there, including the holster. It's kind of interesting though. We'll see how how much effective that is, because we usually do not swap a weapon that much. But if we can get like a very high burst damage within that 8 second or 10 second, that would be really good. So yeah, that was
buttons.
that. Now we have some
Why-
new
why?
weapon
Swap.
weapons and talents there. The new exotic weapon is the exotic kind of foul assault rifle we have right in the game. So there's the exotic variant of that. The talent is on nerve. So killing an enemy should be
Some of us
killing
play
an enemy,
action.
right? Will
Every
apply a
way.
mark on
Up and back.
every enemy within 20 meter of it. Multiple marks can be applied on the same enemy. Okay, wait.
I know
How
I-
do you apply multiple mark on the same enemy? Okay, that's weird there. Oh, okay. So if you kill, okay, so I got it. So if you kill one enemy and then you kill the other enemy, but there's one guy over there that you're not touching at all, that probably can get the multiple marks, right? I could be wrong there. I don't know, but that's pretty much what I can make out of it. So you can deal 15% amplified damage per mark. Okay, so let's say there's a boss, right? There's a boss. You're gonna leave the boss. You're gonna kill the other ads there nearby, and then you're gonna apply multiple marks on the boss. So now you're gonna be dealing 15% amplified damage per mark to the boss there. So seems kind of interesting there. We have weapon mods here as well for the exotic weapon, which is extra 20 rounds. You have 5% crit damage, 5% crit chance, and 10% of weapon handling there with the mods.
We gotta see how that
pretty
works.
decent there.
It
Nothing
ain't
too crazy like
bad.
Sentinels or anything. So
An
it's just
exotic
5% there.
foul.
Named weapons and talent.
Ain't
Okay, so we have the new weapon talent called Precision
We
Strike.
gotta see those.
Precision Strike. Sorry about
Gotta
that.
see.
Yeah, so killing enemies farther than 20 meter
I
builds
do.
up stacks.
I
Max
know.
stacks is 3. Hitting an enemy within
Gotta see
20 meter
everything.
will use all stacks, provide
It ain't bad.
plus 20% amplified damage. Okay, per stacks to enemies within 20 meters for 5 seconds. So you have to kill something that is further than 20 meters, and then you build up the stacks. Max stack is 3. And then hitting an enemy within 20 meters, you will get 20% amplified damage. That's kind of weird there. So wait, should we kill enemy within 20 meters first to get the amplified damage, or do we kill the enemies beyond 20 meters to get the stacks first? Because if you do get the stacks 3, then you kill some, then you hit somebody which is closer, so you'll be doing like 60% amplified damage, if I'm not wrong. I guess something like that. Yeah. And then we have the perfect version of that talent as well, which is less stack. Wait, less stack means less damage. Oh, okay. So they amplify the damage by 35%. So 70% basically instead of 60 there for 3 stacks. So it's 35 times 2. So that's 70% amplified damage there for the perfect variant of the talent. Now, rework. What do we have here? Sledgehammer. Oh boy, don't touch that. What are you doing? Dealing damage with the grenade applies mark. Yeah, we know that. Targets with the mark will deal 30% more damage to armor. Yeah, we know that. From the agent that applied the mark. Oh my god. So you're the only one who can get the damage. So no one can help you with this. Like, you know, a support guy or a healer guy running around with the lefty, let's say, and chucking a grenade and giving the entire group that, 40% damage to armor, because lefty gives you 40%, right? So if that's not going to work, like, it's just for the person who's applying the mark. That sucks. I mean, it's okay for just the player, but, it's not gonna work in a group, which is kind of sad. I mean, there you go. You can see it previously here. So there's no mention of obviously from the agent that applied the mark. So that's the change they did. Sledgehammer, no. Okay, so we got the Mosquito Song exotic pistol there. I forgot this existed. What? The exotic pistol. Yeah, that weapon. So are they buffing it or nerfing it? What they're doing here? Hitting an enemy applies a stack. Stacks are shared between players. At 5 stacks, the enemies will forcefully target the player to apply a stack for 5 seconds and take 40% more damage to armor from all sources. Stacks deplete every 5 seconds. Activating the effect on an enemy will remove all the stacks from the other enemies. Wait, previously what was that? I don't even remember it. Stacks are shared between players. 10 stacks. Yeah. So so they reduced the stacks and they added 40% more damage to armor. Wait, they want us to take more damage? Is that what they're telling us with this pistol? I don't know. I feel like it. Anyways. Okay, so what do we have here? Wait, what? The following rifles and MMRs will become fully automatic. What do you mean by that? Wait. The following rifles and MMRs will become fully automatic, means you don't have to like tap. You can just hold and it'll fire. Really? That's good. This is good. This is probably the best change here. So I don't have to click. My fingers are gonna be safe. So what? That's really awesome. So I guess all the semi-automatics are becoming pretty much automatic, right? So we got the ACR, we got the UIC-15, we got the Ravenous. Let's go, Ravenous, W. M1A, which M1A though? M1A CQB, or is just the M1A classic M1A, or just every variant of M1A, I guess. Lightweight M4. Okay, LVOC, bring back that Division 1 feeling, MDR, right. So we actually, yeah, pretty good. I would really like this. All the SVDs as well, the paratrooper and the surplus. Okay, that's pretty good. See, this is a huge change, all right? Making these rifles and MMRs fully automatic is huge. It is really huge, okay?
Hey!
All right, so we're here at the balancing page here. Okay, so as you can see, the buffs are green, the nerfs are marked in red. And we have a bunch of chart here for the different types of weapon, like the assault rifle here, as you can see. We have a bunch of assault rifle that has been addressed. Like this is the TU-21, which is currently live, obviously. And the TU-22, which is the new update that's coming. So they're kind of reworking how everything works like that. This is the damage we deal as a level 40 player, the rate of fire, the magazine size, the reload speed, and optimal range. So yeah, they're pretty much just changing everything. So let me just check Carbine 7 here real quick. Okay, so they increased the base damage of the Carbine 7. They also reduced the reload speed, but they reduce the optimal range, which is bad. Like it's 28 meters. Previously it was 35 meters. Let's take a look at the FAMAS here. A lot of people like using FAMAS. So they buffed the base damage of FAMAS, okay? But they increased the reload speed and they reduced the optimal range by 2 as well. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just 0.3, but still will be similar. I would say it's still kind of similar in a way. Yeah, that's pretty much similar. So that's pretty much the balancing for the weapon. I'm just going to leave it here. Again, I'll put the link if you really want to check it by yourself. Go through everything, because if I do, the video is going to get longer and longer. There's still more stuff to read. So yeah, that's for the assault rifle. That's for the SMG here, as you see. We have the MPX, base damage reduce. Okay, we've got the vectors here. They reduce vectors damage as well. Sad. So that means if this hits vector, it's probably going to hit the Ouroboros too. They haven't mentioned it over here though. We'll see if they have specifically mentioned Ouroboros or St. Elmo's engine somewhere else, because so far I don't see it. Like the LMG, we have LMGs here. That's the changes for the
Everything says at level
LMGs.
40 still.
And for the
thought
rifles, it
this would bring
says
everything up to level
1886
50.
and
I
any
don't want
weapon
to end up
based
doing
on
that.
it no longer deal reduced damage to arms and legs. Right? It was doing reduced damage to arms and legs. Really? I didn't know that. I mean, well, seriously? I don't know. So that's why when I was doing the one-shot headshot build with the Demin Talent, it was like 19 million instead of 20 million, which was doing in the body and the head. I guess that's why. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's the rifles here. If you want to see 1886, let's see. Oh wow, they have increased the damage of the 1886 by a lot. Wow. They also increased the reload speed there and increased the optimal. Yeah, 1886 was like 28 meter optimal range, was kind of sad. So I like the increase there. They could have just add a scope on this as well if they want to, but they also increased the max size, which is good. The reload speed, I don't really think that will be a like a big deal. That 3.4 to 7 second. But otherwise, yeah, the damage improvement from the 1886 is huge. So my rifle build that I made a few days ago will do even more damage with this. You know, might even break the 22 million mark with this. I don't know. So yeah, that's for the rifle. So the Moxman rifle, what do we have here? The SR1. Oh, they hit the SR1 there. Oh, that's bad. This is technically the best rifle there in the game that does one shot. So they reduced the damage by a lot there. What about the M700 Carbon? So that's the M700 there. They didn't mention Carbon, but I'm guessing that's the Carbon there as well. They reduced the damage, but this seems a little bit better than the SR1 there. What about the Model 700? They also reused that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Can we do one-shot headshot builds? I don't know. It's weird. Like damage is lost a lot. I mean, we do have some modifiers and stuff to increase our damage. That's why they're doing these changes anyway. But yeah, it kind of hurts there. What about the shotguns? We have shotguns. ASC-12, ACS-12. Wait, sorry, ACS-12. They increased the damage there. They have increased the reload speed as well. 612. They reduced the damage on it. Oh wow, that's a huge damage increase for the KSG there, and the AIM-870 as well. Okay, yeah. So that's all the shotguns, I guess. Now pistols. Okay. The Card 45, they increased the damage on the Card 45. I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of changes happening here. If you want to see this by yourself, you can do that. But yeah, that's for that. All right, so down below we have the weapon mods, and also I believe it's the muzzle and all the mods that we put on our weapons, right? You know, the scope and the muzzle, you know, magazine. So they're kind of like increasing, buffing and nerfing and all the stuff. But all I see green dots, so most of them are pretty much buff. There's a nerf there. So yeah, that like we're getting some more like some also giving like extra like crit damage there. For example, you see that the flash hitter over there increasing the crit damage by 5%. So yeah, it's gonna take a while if I read all this, but yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, pretty much good changes because they're all green. I just see 2 of them marked in red, so those are the nerfs. Otherwise, pretty much all of them are green. So there's quite a lot of buff there for the mods for our weapons. Yeah. Now, as for the gear talents, we also have some buffs and nerf for the gear talents. Let's check. So we got the Entrench and the Perfect Entrench variant. So they're basically buffing it by 1 second, like reducing the timer from 3 seconds and 2 seconds for the Perfect variant to 2 seconds and 1 second. So that's pretty much what they're doing here. For the Gunslinger, they're getting 3% more damage. Instead of 20% previously, we have 23% now. So that's a buff there. For the Kinetic Momentum, they're buffing it as well. The skill damage from 1% to 1.5%. Kinetic Momentum is a great talent for skill builds. It does quite a lot of damage there. So now it'll be doing even more damage, which is good. Now for Obliterate, I see red. Oh my god. Oh, they nerfed it. They nerfed it. They nerfed it. They nerfed Obliterate. They nerfed Obliterate. It stacks up to 25%, which is obviously we do now. But next time it's going to be 17%. Why? Just make it 20. All right, if you want to nerf it, make it 20. Why that 17? The weird number 17. Why 17? Make it 20. Just do a 5% reduction there. Why 17? You know, if they really want to nerf Obliterate, they put it on 20 stacks instead of 17. That's what I can say. Like, if they really want to nerf it, all right, you know. But it is nerf. Anyway, so Overwatch talent, perfect Overwatch as well. So they're just basically buffing the perfect variant of that with 14%, I guess. So that's what it seems like it. Spark and Perfect Spark, they're also, again, buffing the perfect variant, I guess, with 18%. So that's that. Safeguard is getting a buff with 30% of repair skill. Hollow Man is getting a 4% of weapon damage buff. I mean, sorry, health damage buff. So previously was 10%, as we all know, the name stat for the Hollow Man. We're getting 4% extra on that. Motherly Love is getting 15% extra health damage. Sorry, skill health. Firm Handshake is getting a 1% status effect, just 1% from 15 to 16. Claws Out is getting 2% of pistol damage bonus. That's that. Picaro's holster is a red. Oh no, they're nerfing Picaro by 5%. Okay, so we have 15% weapon damage on Picaro. Now it's going to be 10%. So yeah, that's that. For the weapon talents now. Okay, perfectly accurate talent. So from 50%, it's buffing up to 80% there. Perfect Allegro, 12%. Now we have 22%. We don't even have Allegro talent, but we have perfect variant of that, right? But anyway, so it's 22% now. Breadbasket talent. What does even Breadbasket do? I forgot. Lightning body shot stacks. Oh yeah, that's one. Okay. So they're buffing the body shot stack like 55%. So that's a 20% buff there, and also 20% for the for that as well. So okay. Eyeless talent amplifies weapon damage by 30%, 35%. To blinded enemies after 4 and 3. I mean, that's the eyeless versus perfect eyeless, I guess. So they're buffing it by 10% here. Yeah, that's that. Fast stance is getting a nerf from 4%, 8% to 3% and 5%. Healer talent is getting a buff. Ooh, actually, I like it. So killer and perfect killer. So instead of 40% and 50% crit damage, it's going to be 70% and 90%. So your Dark Winter will give you 90% of crit damage instead of 50%. And that's good. That's pretty good. Ignited talent is again getting a buff there with the 5% there. 5%, like 25%, 30% there. Optimist talent is also getting a buff, so 0.5% buff basically. Perfectly optimized talent is getting a 10% buff, so 40% of weapon handling from 30%.
I applied to over 200 tech jobs and got rejected from every single one of them. And then I found out about others that were landing.
Then for the perpetuation talent, we have 75% from 50%. That's a buff there as well. Ranger talent is getting just a meter buff, pretty much. Like instead of 5 meters, it's 4 meters and 3 meters. Okay. Reformation talent is also getting a buff here, which is by 30% for this and 40% for the perfect variant. So yeah. Sadist talent is also getting a buff, 10% of amplified damage buff on both normal and perfect variant. Thunderstrike talent is also getting a buff here. Again, 10% for both normal and perfect variant. Vindictive talent is also getting a buff here. I mean, you know, the Grudge SMG gives you perfect vindictive, so it's giving 21% crit chance and crit damage 21% as well. So yeah, that's that. Measured talent. Okay, measured talent is getting a buff. All right. So where's my apartment at? Perfectly measured will be buffed as well. So that's kind of nice. So we're getting a rate of fire and the damage boost here, which is nice. I mean, just 3% though. So not bad. 3% for this one, but 5% for this one. So yeah, I mean, not bad. With the on empty talents also getting a buff there again, from 30 to 60 and from 40 to 80 there. Outsider's talent is also getting buff, but I think it's just the perfect outsider variant getting the buff from 125 to 50%. Then we have the Bindu talent also getting buff, 5% there from both the normal and perfect variant. Brazen talent is also getting buff. Like Brazen is actually a good talent. I like using Brazen. So they're buffing it by 0.5%. So yeah, that will be nice. You know, the shotgun builds that I made, the one-shotting, two-shotting shotguns, with Brazen it will be nice. Perfect Jazz is getting a buff of 20%. Pumped Up Talents also getting a buff from 0.2% and 6% there as well. So yeah, that's all the talent buff for now. All right, so again, another balancing page here, which is again will include buff and nerf there, which will include actually gear sets and brand sets and exotic weapons and all that, like your St. Elmo's engine,
Yeah.
Striker, and all that will be here as well. So let's see
Heroic
what they
with-
did,
with
right?
the 4
So
to
first
5
of all, we
directives
have
on.
Hardwire,
Ain't
Hobie's
bad.
talent getting
I
a
ain't
buff
gonna
there.
lie.
So basically reducing the feedback loop to 10 seconds from 20 seconds. So Hardwire is more viable now, I guess. A backpack talent is reduced from 10 to 5, 10 second to 5 second from 20 second,
I don't care if
10 second
Hardwire
basically.
is-
So yeah, that's nice there for Hardwire. And then we have the Aegis
reduced
gear
it-
set, which
or-
is
okay,
getting
yeah.
4%
I
damage
had
resistance
deleted Hardwire.
from 3% previously. So that's just a 1%
I was like, I need
buff
space.
there.
I deleted
And
Hardwire.
also the backpack talent is also getting that extra
I'ma
1%
delete
buff
some more
as well.
stuff.
Now, Heartbreaker, what are we doing here?
I'ma
Oh,
delete
buff, okay.
some more
I would
stuff.
love some Heartbreaker
all
buff.
this stuff.
So previously we
Pick
have
it
like
up.
1% damage bonus to pulse
it
enemies.
ain't really
So
like
they're buffing
important,
the
important,
damage from
important.
1% to
Don't need
1.3%.
it. If it's
You know
gear
what?
pieces
Make it
that I know
1.5
that's
or
easy,
2%. Why not 2%? Why not 2%?
by-
Let's
I'll-
do 2%. But yeah, 1.3% there. I'll take 1.5 though. If they do
Anyways.
1.5 in the next PTS, I'll take it. But yeah, 1.3% is definitely a buff there for Heartbreaker. So Heartbreaker is pretty good gear. So we know that was kind of under the shadows of Striker, but it's seems to be coming out of the shadow now. Okay, so Aces and 8, what we have here. I love using Aces and 8 back in the day. So now we have a buff, which is okay. So they're just adding a rifle. Okay, they're just adding a rifle into the Aces and 8 gear set. And that's the only thing they did. Like no damage changes, nothing. But you can now use your semi-automatic rifles if you want with the Aces and 8 and spam, the Aces and 8 basically. Yeah, that's that. Breaking Point Talent. Breaking Point's actually a pretty good gear set, but it requires too much to do, to get the damage buff. And they buffed it by a lot. Like from 4%, it's 7.2, which is crazy. So it was like 4 to 6, but that's just the backpack talent though. So they really want you to use the backpack, I guess. So I don't know how big of a difference is going to be in terms of damage. 7.2%. I don't think it will, do anything at all, to be honest. Yeah. So that's Breaking Point for you. Negotiator Dilma, what's happening here?
Didn't I
Backpack
just
talent
said,
only. Okay,
for
so
some reason
from
with
100%,
those
112%.
weapons they
If you
had,
don't know, if you wear the backpack of
the
Negotiator
weapons
Dilma,
that had
you deal
increased,
100% of the
they were
damage that
saying
you have
something about
marked on your
marks,
target. So you're
and I'm
dealing the
looking,
same
look, and I said
amount of
something about
damage to the other
negotiating.
target you're shooting at. So you're pretty much
Man,
taking down like 2
I
to
said
3
hit,
targets with just hitting one target, basically. If you use the backpack, that is. But they're buffing the damage by 12% over there. So I guess it's good. Ongoing directive. Okay, what's
All you
happening
need
here? Hollow point ammo amplified by 20 to 50. Oh, that's a chest piece talent. Okay, that's good. I'll take that. The chest talent needs really some
What a
love
brute.
here. Previously it was 30% of amplified damage. They increased that to 50% now. So I guess that will be really good. Like it's pretty much viable to use the chest piece now over like a high-end chest piece with, let's say, obliterate talent or something like that. So you will definitely want to use the chest piece of ongoing directive now, I believe. So yeah, changes won't affect PvP.
woo! Ongoing directive is dumb. I just saw some shit just now. I could have. Why the hell you didn't get the
Okay.
tank?
Next we have Striker. Okay, Striker's battle gear, backpack talent. Man, they nerfed it. Okay, so they nerfed the backpack talent. So when you wear the backpack, you get 1% bonus from Striker, the weapon damage bonus. But now it's going to be 0.85%. So that's the change they did with the Striker. Just the backpack
Why?
change, nothing, no stack changes,
it is
nothing's
something.
happening.
I can use
So
memento.
yeah, we can still build up the
I can
stacks and we can still keep
like
up the stacks. We don't lose the
Digi,
stacks
I
for missing
guess.
shots and stuff. So it's still
Like-
alright. It's just the backpack getting a little bit of damage reduction there. Whatever, I guess. I mean, it will affect the DPS a little bit. But since we're getting all those modifiers and stuff, I guess it's okay, maybe. I mean, that's the reason why they did it
Yeah.
in the first place.
Modifier.
Yeah. So that's your Striker. Now, Umbra is getting
All
buff.
that
Okay.
other extra shit.
We have what? 1.2%. Okay, so from 1% of crit damage,
right.
they're getting
I'm
it
over
to
here thinking about builds. I
1.2%.
can put
And from 0.3 RPM, we're getting 0.4 RPM. So
That's
that's a
on my
little bit
mind.
above there for Umbra, actually.
but I want to test.
That's kind of nice. Changes won't affect PvP. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, it's
I know
kind of seems
Nico.
nice with the Umbra here. you know. And we have
That's like
brand set changes.
I know he gonna want me to
That's
pick
a
out
lot of
stuff.
stuff here. Again, I will let you guys to read it, but I do want to check
already
out
on this
some of the things
really
that I really
only-
like using. For example, Empress International here. That's a nerf to skill efficiency. So from 10% is 5%. So yeah, just 15% of skill damage. But they have to tone down Murakami to match that up as well. They can't let Murakami beat Empress. So that's why they changed the skill damage to 15% as well in Murakami. Otherwise, if they kept it 20%, that would be better to use than Empress.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
don't want
the
you to
change. They
play
always do
skill.
this change. If they nerf one, they nerf the other too. Both of them together. So yeah, that's that. 3-piece set bonuses of a lot of pieces are getting buffed. Like Hanayu is getting a 15% weapon damage, 5% extra. They didn't change the Bellstone armor region, which is good. It's still 1%, still 10% armor on kill. They did increase the incoming repairs there. Yeah, it's fine. They didn't touch the Bellstone in terms of region. I'm happy with it. Now, let's take a look at some other ones. For example, Golan. Okay, so they reduced the status effect of Golan for 1-piece set bonus. Honestly, I don't even use Golan for that. I use it for the regen, and they kept it the way it is, 1.5%, so that's fine. They reduced the headshot damage of Hasberg by 2%. Okay, that's not nice. You know, 2% damage reduction
weird.
there for headshot damage.
To be honest,
what else? What else? We have the Orioldi getting again damage reduction, from the headshot damage there, 2%. Providence, same thing. Oh, they reduced crit chance from Providence as well. Oh, that's sad. Sheshka got a reduction of crit chance
really
as well.
Affected.
Why hurt the crit chance? Like, seriously. I mean, I'm fine with the damage modifiers here and there, but don't touch crit chance and crit damage, man. Seriously. Sokolov.
Whoa! What did I just? Whoa! What happened? Wait a minute! Oh, what? Oh my gosh! Why did they do that? Why did they do? Why did they do that? Seriously. Whoa! Whoa! After looking at Providence all the way, why? 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 What? Whoa! Whoa! Circle up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh, they shook up. They shook shit. Listen, they shook shit up. God. They shook things up. Like, seriously. Like, you're gonna have to try to get used to trying to make a build without really saying Grupo Seska. You feel me? And then before you actually need a Grupo or Seska piece, you need to have majority of your quit damage almost there before you actually add a Sokolov or a Grupo piece. That should be like the icing on top. Like, they shook some stuff up for real. Providence. Man. 6.5. What is 6.5? You could have just say 7%. Make it a round it up. Round it up. Like, come on now. Or you telling us something? We don't need to be 60% quit chance anymore? Are you telling me that? I ain't gonna lie. A lot of us been doing 50, 55% quit chance. I know that much. Listen, a lot of these builds that I built recently, I was just settling around 50 to 55. Because most likely somebody got on Coyotes. Or someone's gonna have like a healer build on or something. It depends on what you're doing. Like, I'm doing heroic with 4 to 5 directives on, and I want to do legendary. Oh goodness, I can't. Look at the Seska. It's like from 10% hazard protection, you get 20% hazard protection. Some of these raid bills might just change, right? Or is the two Cavalier pieces give you 30% hazard? Can't remember. But yeah, that on hazard protection, they brought the hazard protection percentages up by 10% on each earpiece that has hazard protection. You might think go ahead and put armor on kill up. Shoot. Put it on up. Go ahead. Help me to wear blue more often. Why play PvE content? Give me something. Total armor. Give me something. Y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do with damage to armor though. Let's start it back up.
Again, crit damage nerfed there as well. What about Grupo? Oh yeah, Grupo is also nerfed there, 2%. So yeah, they're basically doing the same thing with all the crits. Whatever gear gives you crits, they're just nerfing it a little bit. So yeah, that's that. All right, now for the exotic. This is actually the longest video I've ever made. All right, so exotic weapons, big horn, getting a buff with what? 6% headshot damage. Stacks over 25 per time. So that's a buff there from 4%, I believe. Yeah, 4%. So it's a 2% buff. And for the mods, we're getting 40% headshot damage, 20% reload speed. So they're increasing it by 10% pretty much, as you see here before, and obviously the new one. Saint Elmo's. Oh my, that's a lot of red dots. That's a lot of red dots. Okay, so what's happening here? 5% reduction to crit damage, 5% reduction to crit chance, 10% to the weapon handling, and minus 10 rounds. And we saw that people were spamming on the chat why the St. Elmo's that Yannick was using has less rounds, like 60 rounds than 70. So yeah, that's why. So 60 round, 15% crit damage, 15% crit chance, 10% weapon handling. That's your St. Elmo's engine in the upcoming update, guys. Eagle Bearer, what's happening? Green dots, good. Okay, so we're getting buff in Eagle Bearer. 15% crit chance, previously was 10%. And that's that. Okay, yeah, 20% crit damage. Okay, yeah, 15% crit damage was before, so 20%. So they buffed Eagle Bearer with the crit chance and crit damage. I would say it's actually better now than St. Elmo's, isn't it?
Hold on.
Because Eagle Bearer also has 60 round mag.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You know what they're telling you, right? They're telling the weapons to actually play about how they hit those gear pieces. Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'm all right. I mean, I ain't got no problem with the EV. Hey. Continue.
So with the crit chance and crit damage changes, it seems like Eagle Bearer is gonna edge out St. Elmo's engine even more. Like it was better in base damage anyway, but now it's just better. Like, you know, there's literally no comparison between these two. Like Eagle Bearer just wins in terms of damage. Now, in terms of controlling the weapon, I still feel St. Elmo's is going to be better because, you know, it has really good handling, but we also got nerf there in the handling too, 10%. Is it going to hurt too much? We have to see. Otherwise, Eagle Bearer seems to be better in this case, you know. Chameleon got some green dots here. 65 hit on the body. Oh, okay. So the amount of shot that needed to build up the weapon damage and also the reload speed there. So they reduce it from 75 to 65, and the leg shot from 30 to 20. Honestly, I don't care about this. The only thing that I care about the chameleon is this, the 45. If this 45-second was, let's say, a minute or like a minute and a half, you know, or there was no timer at all, like that will be too much. But yeah, if this was like a minute at least, that would be a good buff for chameleon. But
You
still,
need to
you know,
bring it up.
less shot requires
just
to
run
build
ahead
up the
and run it up
stacks.
to like
So
55
yeah,
seconds
not
at
bad,
least.
not bad.
People would have.
Lady Dead got a buff there.
I think
15% crit chance,
maybe
10%
5 more
crit
seconds.
damage. So basically, crit chance and crit damage buff there.
we gotta check.
Backfire. Ooh, what are you doing to my backfire? Buffing
Oh.
it. That's good. 2% crit damage. Captain. Oh.
That was the Lady Death.
It's good. Backfire.
Optic. Yeah, they want you to bring the lady back. They want the lady to come back. And you saw how they did the claws out holster too, right? Damn. Oh. Like backfire, huh?
Backfire is great. Backfire is great. Why? Well, see, here's the thing. The only complaint about backfire was not just the bleed. Trust me, the bleed is not a big deal. You can bypass that easily. But the problem was that to build up 200 stacks, which is obviously here, and 1% crit damage, so that's 200% crit damage. Build up 200% crit damage at 200 stacks. That was the problem. But now you can do it quickly because you build up 2% crit damage, and it capped at 100%. I mean, sorry, 100 stacks. So you build up quicker. Yeah,
Okay, so
it's better. Now, as for the backfire
I need a
mods,
backfire
oh
build.
wow, they're increasing the crit
What y'all
chance
talking
by
about?
10%. Ooh. And they're adding crit damage. Is it? Or no, they're buffing it. Never mind. They're buffing by 10%.
They
Yeah, they're just
added
buffing
them.
it by 10%. I don't know. It feels like backfire is pretty good.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, it is good. It is actually
Yeah.
amazing now. You got to use backfire now. It's great. It's a great buff there. A chatterbox. We got a buff here. 5% damage bonus buff. That's it. Mods. We got 10% crit damage there. That's basically it. And extra 14% weapon damage. What?
Damn.
The chatterbox getting a 14% weapon damage buff? Okay. Ouroboros, what's happening? Red dots. Okay. 10 minus. Oh my god. This weapon doesn't even have that much rounds. Like 50 rounds. You're going to make it 40? And then 10% of rate of fire reduction as well. So by default, it's like what? 1488 RPM, I guess. So 10% reduction on that as well. Iron Lung is getting a buff. Okay, 10% crit chance, 20% crit damage, not bad. So yeah, I mean Iron Lung is a really good LMG anyway, but yeah, they increased the crit chance and crit damage, but they reduced the damage. They reduced the damage by 10% for Iron Lung. That sucks. Blue screen. Blue screen is getting 10% more reload speed and 10% more rate of fire. So that's that. Bullet King, what's happening? Bullet King is getting 10% crit chance. It needs it. Bullet King needs crit chance, to be honest. And 20% stability. So Bullet King, I don't know, add 100%. This thing, like, it requires a lot of stability.
Don't be his head. It took a special
but yeah, they're
type
adding
of person
10% more
can
stability
actually
and
control
10%
that
more
big
weapon damage. Probably make it 20 because it is very
During
low
dark hours.
base damage weapon.
And I was
mean,
one
we
of
have
them.
no reload on this weapon, but very low base
I
damage
had-
for this weapon.
I was
So if
steady
they can
with
make it
mine.
like maybe 15%, that'll be nice. Or 20%, do 20%.
Oh, plus
But yeah, that's
10%.
pretty good to have buff here for the Bullet King.
Ooh.
Ruthless and Merciless. Merciless requires a lot of weapon handling, to be honest. So they're buffing it by 5%, the weapon handling, 5% for stability, and 5% accuracy. Yeah, they're basically just trying to make this weapon more stable. I don't think they can with that extra 5% buff. It requires probably 40%. Next, we have Vindicta, which is the descent weapon, I believe. 20% weapon damage there, straight up. That's it. So from 40 to 20. So that's that. Scorpio. Oh my god, what's happening? Oh my god. Three.
Oh,
Okay,
they
that's
got
PvP bleed. Okay, is this just for PvP? Wait. I see a bunch of PvP stuff here. Hold on.
Oh.
Shooting a target applies a shot, stacks of venoms, like yeah, that's the same. Poison, PvP bleed, 3. 6 hits disorient, 9 hits shock. So okay, so this doesn't say PvP. So I guess this is affecting PvE as well. Like it doesn't say PvP though here. I guess these are just for PvP. The bleed, disrupt, and ensnare. That's just for PvP. So they're nerfing it for PvP. That's pretty much what they're doing. I guess.
Imagine Warlock, Hell Knight, and Archdemon in one stack. And I beat them using only 2 heroes.
Think you're tough?
Who let you speak? You know who I am? 97 hero power. VIP.
Yeah. Okay, exotic gear Catharsis, they're buffing it by 0.5%. So the weapon damage that Catharsis give you, which is 1% every time you get a shot, like 30 stacks basically, so 30% weapon damage. So they're buffing by 0.5%. So yeah, that's all the exotic gears there. That's what the loot pool, updated loot pool, is basically what happened that when you get to the TU22 update, the new batch of weapons and the named weapons and stuff will drop more often than the old ones. So if you play on a higher difficulty, the likelihood of getting those weapons and gears drop frequently if you play on a higher difficulty. That's pretty much what it says here. So the drop chance is nice, and it only affects, I believe, level 40 characters here, as you can see here. So yeah, that. Now, there are some specific weapon drops to some specific missions here as well. They mentioned, like Camp White Oak will give you Pyromaniac, Mechanical Animal, and Kingbreaker there. Pentagon will give you New Reliable. DARPA is going to give you Lefty. If you want to farm these weapons for you, you can do these specific missions to have a better chance of getting the drop from them. That's basically what it is. I mean, I guess this applies to pretty much every player, but will be more helpful for newer players because we kind of have blueprints to craft them, right? Yeah, and you have a bunch of known issues, which, yeah, I don't think I should just take a look at that. So you could take a look at by yourself if you're interested. But that's probably the known issues from the PTSs and stuff. So yeah, that's all the patch notes and stuff. That was pretty much a lot of stuff. Do have some nerfs, do have some buffs. The buffs are kind of nice, but the nerfs, some of them are, you know, expected, to be honest. Something like the St. Elmo's engine and the Striker, because it was dominating way too much. However, the nerfs, I don't think it's too much as well. Like, especially for the Striker backpack nerf, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The St. Elmo's engine does feel a big deal in a way, but this is only PTS Phase 1, right? So things can change. That's why, you know, you guys got to give the feedback for that. So I guess just go and tell them that, you know what, don't touch my St. Elmo, don't touch my Striker. Maybe they will listen. And we'll have different changes in the PTS patch too. The PTS is going live tomorrow. Like I said, I will play and thoroughly test these things out, do a little damage kind of comparison if possible. So I'll do that video. I was actually trying to plan on making a build video, but I couldn't do it because this thing came out. And this is the longest video I've ever made on my channel, I guess. I mean, in terms of division. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because this is huge. This is a lot of stuff. This is really a lot of stuff. So that's pretty much for the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.
All right. Okay, as you can see that I have the Vision, yes, the Y6S2, ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to, yes, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Ready to go. And yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream right now. I'm gonna catch a few Z's. I know that I'm gonna be gaming all day tomorrow. 2 different games. First will be Division, and then later on, in the evening time, it's going to be Pokemon. So I got a long day. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just gonna be out tomorrow. But yeah, so tomorrow, well, actually um, yeah, later on today in the morning, I'll be on by 7:30. You'll see me press that going live button. Gonna test out Y6S. That's really what it's called. Year 6 season. So uh later. Seriously, I just wanted to know what was going on. Cause it's gonna be interesting. Oh, Nick, I hope you be there tomorrow, boy. We got things to test out, baby. Stuff that I saw, what they nerfed. Then there was a lot of things they brung. Listen, it's a lot. There's a lot of bills. This gear sets and all that stuff that was like, there's nothing for it. With this new season that's coming up with all these pieces, yo, there's gonna be gear sets you thought nobody would want to play. We're gonna start playing. My brain right now thinking about right now. So yeah, yeah. I think I got a pretty good collection of stuff because I did delete a lot of stuff. I did, but it was like hardwire and stuff like stuff that obviously saw what they did certain gear. Like those things I just got rid of. We're gonna test. We test. We gonna test. All right. I'm gonna end the stream right now, guys, and I'm gonna see you in a few hours around 7:30 in the morning. And yes, should be up unless there's any delays. But I'll be on. I'll be on. I'll be live. All right, y'all. Latest.